Good morning, Brooks.
Well, good morning, Baron.
How are you this fine Monday or Friday morning?
You know, there's positives and negatives if we're when we're talking about specifically, but in general, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty little
That's-
tired, but I'm pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you should be. You had a pretty exciting game to watch last night.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We had just for fans in general, it was an exciting game. So yeah,
hmm
good victory though.
Yeah, I would say so. How are you feeling about this week's slate of games?
Compared to last week's slate, I think there's still some good ones, but I don't think it's as exciting. Just me being unbiased, but hey, you never know in the NFL. It's any given Sunday, and you can have some really fun teams beat some teams maybe don't expect, like last night.
It's true. So let's just jump right into it. Why don't we?
Welcome to the greatest podcast on earth. Nothing agreed. We have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned and buckle up.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. Back with the boys today. Baron.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually my least favorite time of year. You know why?
Is it? Why?
Because, well, it's not Christmas yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's still really cold outside.
Yeah.
And the NFL season is just winding down and down. And I hate when the NFL season winds down. It's the
Yeah, it's
worst.
fair.
It is the worst. But we are in the final stretch when playoff teams become playoff losers and playoff losers become playoff hopefuls. How we
Mm-hmm.
doing?
Doing all right.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
How about
Not really
before
much insight.
before we get into anything, because I don't know if we're gonna talk about this or not. How do you feel about killing the positivity rabbit? Or the positivity
Mm.
bunny? It's already gone. Like they just executed it immediately.
Good. There's no room for positivity right now. Yeah, that thing's a giant distraction, and yeah, serves it right. You should
There you
never have
go.
been there in the first place. Um,
Oh my god, I would low key rather have the positivity bunny as my coach than Raheem Morris. By the way, so.
yeah, well, I guess.
Yeah, because at least when the positivity bunny's like standing still, it's looking at the field and not at the jumbotron.
Oh,
So
I thought you were talking about Nick Sirianni, but we can move on.
I'd rather have than
Yeah,
Raheem
I mean
Morris.
Thursday night football, Falcons take on the Buccaneers. Very close game. Walk off field goal for the Falcons to sweep the Buccaneers this season. If
Nope.
I'm now. Oh yeah, that they missed the walk off field goal in the
Yeah, we missed
earlier
it.
game.
Young
That's
Wei
right.
Koo.
So a little bit of sweet revenge, as one could say. Kyle Pitts had the game of his career while sitting on my fantasy football bench in the playoffs, so that was lovely. Um, and the biggest thing I wanted to say from that game is I absolutely loved the uniform matchup. Both teams in the
Yep. Yep.
throwbacks.
Yep.
Throwback Thursday, I think we need to make that like a whole like thing every
Remember,
Thursday.
remember Color Rush Thursday was a thing?
Yeah, I like that too. But I think they could really go a long way with Throwback Thursday.
Throwbacks, I agree. I think if
Yeah.
you do throwbacks, be much better.
And then you could do Color Rush on like Monday Night Football.
Maybe. I think Thursday's a great dedicated day for something like that, and I
hmm
agree. I think it should be Throwback Thursday.
I will
Um,
say the one thing I will give the NBA a lot of credit to that the NFL seems to be moving towards, but every season for the NBA, a team has a new jersey. And a lot of fans may be like, oh, that's stupid, that's silly, just give me something I can recognize, right? But at least to me, I think that's really cool. That's
you
something
would like
new.
soccer then?
Yes, it's like new, something fresh every season.
Yep.
For the business side of it, it makes money because people want the new jerseys. And it can and it helps signify like, oh, like if you have a jersey, put it up in your office, or you're wearing it when you're older, or your kid, yeah, exactly, or your kid just sees it. It's like, oh, what's that jersey? And it's like a specific year, and you can be like, oh, well, this was the year that
Exactly.
this player
Exactly.
did this and this and this. So
Yeah, so,
I
like,
actually,
behind me, that's the 2022-2023 Arsenal alternate jersey, and then I also have, like, a
oh
couple
boy,
other ones as well. So, like,
getting a
this
whole room
this
tour.
was our away jersey last year. Like, this is our away jersey last. So, like, you have different, like you said, different ones. So
But yeah, I think it's good to promote just yearly interest. I feel like with the NFL, it'd be like, oh, teams have their home, they have their away, then they have their alternate jersey, and then they change every like 7 years when the owner's like, oh, we need a new design. So I'm actually a huge fan of these rivalry uniforms that they're doing year to year. I wish we were doing more each year, and I think it'd be good if we got more time to utilize different jersey combinations for teams like Throwback Thursday, Color Rush Monday, stuff like that. So.
Now,
All that aside, I'll let you jump into the game.
Well, before we finish the jersey talk in a second, and then I'll jump to the game. So I guess I'll double up. The Falcons, I don't know the rest of the list, but the Falcons are one of 5 teams to apply for a new jersey this upcoming year. Whether that be changing permanently into the throwbacks back to where we were before or making new ones. I'm pretty sure I read an article that we will be getting new jerseys next year. I'm happy about that. I don't think the jerseys are horrible. I just don't like them personally. I don't think they're horrible, but not my kind of cup of tea. Anyways, into the game. Just Kirk Cousins on Thursday Night Football may be one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I was, the last time Kirk Cousins beat the Bucs on a game-winning drive. The last time before that, he beat the Bucs on a game-winning drive. That was the last Falcons game I attended, by the way. That Thursday Night Football where he threw 509 yards.
You said that last episode. I'm pretty sure.
I know. It's crazy. And I was, that's what I was hoping for this game. Didn't get that, but we still got a great performance. The Kyle Pitts performance is a blessing and a curse because it's like we're finally seeing Kyle Pitts become Kyle Pitts. And I think he's second in the NFL in receiving yards right now. But it's a contract year. So, like, how much of it not only is God, am I right on – no, I'm not right. Maybe it's tight ends he's second in receiving. But, he's 21st in receiving for everyone. And then Trey McBride is above him. And that's it. So, second in terms of tight ends for receiving yards. Great to see him do that. But other than that, it's a blessing and curse because it's contract year. So, he's going to ask for big money from performances like this.
Yeah.
Other than that,
that's how it goes.
Other than that, there's just a thing I want to say. I am going to take my credit. I'm going to walk away. All I got to say is the team I call the most overrated in the AFC, the Indianapolis Colts. The team I call the most overrated in the NFC, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I got called no ball knowledge. Not from you, the fans. No ball knowledge. You know nothing. Oh my God, this guy's horrible. There's no talking about. And look at what's developing in the NFL. Thank you.
I still think Colts make the playoffs if Jones doesn't get injured, but they did definitely take a step down from where they were. For the Buccaneers, I just think there's too many defensive holes at this point that we're seeing through the season. And again, this is kind of going to be the same case for a lot of teams. We're at the point of the season where we know what these teams are. We're not making any changes. Identity's not getting found in week 15. Like, we know what these every 32 teams in the NFL, we know what they are at this point. And the Buccaneers just don't seem to have the defense to be competitive at this point of the football season. Offensively, we know what Baker Mayfield's capable of. We know what that running back room's capable of, especially that wide receiver room. But they've just been injured. It's been inconsistent. And yeah, I mean, right now you're fighting for the 4th seed in the playoffs, and it's not like if you lose the division, you're a wild card. If you lose the division, you're out of the playoffs. That's just how the NFC South is this season. So yeah, it's not a great time for you to be losing a divisional game like this. It doesn't bode well for postseason hopes, and quite honestly, I think now this is the Panthers' division to lose, assuming that they beat the Saints on this weekend. But I expect that to happen, but we'll see what happens. Saints can put up a fight. We've seen that. That's the case.
Saints already beat them once this year,
and that's why I think they beat them again.
Carolina, yeah.
That's why I think Carolina wins. But
honestly, I disagree with you. I still think this is the Bucs division. I mean, I'll just go quickly into it. Of course, if the Panthers beat the Saints, they jump right into. I think they already have sole.
They have the lead. Yeah, they have the lead
because now they're 7-7 and they're still 7-6. So let's say they win the game, they go to 8-6. I don't see the Panthers beating the Seahawks. Quite frankly,
yeah,
I
that's
don't
hard.
see them beating the Seahawks. The one other game Buccaneers have is the Dolphins. I think that Dolphins are really good right now in terms of winning games, but I still think that's a game that the Bucs should win. Okay, so we're doing should win, should lose. Panthers should lose to the Seahawks. Bucs should win against the Dolphins. Now you have the rest of your two games against each other. That, to me, that's exciting football right there. Both week 16 and 18 is going to be electric in the NFC South. The most horrible division probably this year in football, but it's going to have a fun ending. So
this is where I stand.
I think the Bucs can still win this.
Oh, they absolutely can, but to me, this is the Panthers to lose because, like you said, right now, they have the half-game lead. They're playing the Saints this week, which, like I said, we know that the Saints are capable of giving good or average teams a hard time, but this is still 3-10 Saints team in the Superdome, but that's a game I expect the Panthers to win. Let's say they win that. Like you said, they're a whole game above the Buccaneers. Then you play the Buccaneers at home. That's also a game I think the Panthers win. This has been one of the best road teams or home teams outside of maybe the Bills we've seen all season. And yeah, I think they're a more complete team right now than the Buccaneers. They'll probably have more momentum going into that game, coming off a win, assuming they beat the Saints. They win that game. Now you're 2.5 games above the Buccaneers. So to me, it almost doesn't matter if you lose to the Seahawks or if the Buccaneers lose to the Dolphins. As long as you beat the Saints and you beat the Buccaneers 2 more times, which is quite possible, or really you might only need to beat them once, then that division's yours.
Yeah, you might only beat them once.
Yeah. So to me, at this point, it looks like the Panthers have the easier path to winning this division. If the Buccaneers had beaten the Falcons last night, we probably would be having different discussions.
Yeah, I still think this is a Saints team that, remember, Tyler Shough has been picking up confidence week by week. He looked better week by week, so I don't think this Saints team is in the bridge right now. No. I think they still have not going to say pretty good shot, but definitely to me, if I had to do like the ESPN like percentage thing, I'd give them about a 38 to 42% to win the game against the Panthers.
I don't know. That defense is awful.
I'm telling you, the Panthers lose game. The NFC South is the division of losing games you're not supposed to. That's just what it is. So I don't know if there's any other division that I can say that.
Yeah. Well, we'll definitely keep watching this one. I don't think anyone expects anyone from there to go far in the playoffs. So it's just who's getting in to have some fun. So we'll move on to games that actually matter, starting with Bills and the Patriots.
Ooh, we're going straight in.
That's the first one I have.
Straight in Bills Patriots on ESPN on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
How are they wrong on their website too? So I'm looking at the website. So I was like already preparing what I was going to say for each one. Browns Bears is the first game. We're still going to go Bills Patriots.
Ooh, you got a way to go then.
Jeez, Bills Patriots. Of course, the Patriots have a 2-game lead, 11-2 and 9-4. And personally, I have the Buffalo Bills winning this game. I think Josh Allen's going to come in, get his revenge. Remember, the Patriots are on a 10-game win streak. I am one of those guys where I'm like, eventually that will break. Eventually that will fall. And I think this Bills team is the one that gives them a good run. The Bills lose to bad teams. That's just their mantra this year. Their only loss that's probably really respectable is the Patriots. Other than that, Falcons loss, Dolphins loss. Texans are now a little more respectable in terms of a loss, but those 3 games you probably expect the Bills to get it done. The Patriots, you can maybe throw a coin flip. But yeah, I think this is a team that goes in there a little bit 2-game winning streak as well against the Patriots 10, and they finally end it. Big game from James Cook. Big game from James Cook. I got him to get in the end zone, give me 95 on the ground too.
They'll definitely need that to win. I still think the Patriots are going to win. This is not a Bills team that I have faith in like the ones in years past. This defense has obvious holes at every level. And say what you want to say about Josh Allen. He's been mildly inconsistent this year, at least to me. Did not play great that first game against the Patriots, and that was at Buffalo. We've already spoken on this podcast countless times how great of a home team the Bills are. So, and this one's in Foxborough. And we've talked about how they've struggled on the road. That loss to the Falcons, loss on the road. Loss to the Dolphins, on the road. Loss to the Texans, I also believe, was on the road. So, playing a good team on the road, I don't have confidence. Again, this is a Bills team haven't been high on since the beginning of the season. I don't think they're winning a playoff game, even if they get in. I think they probably will, but I don't think they're going to win a game because they're not going to host one. So, yeah, I think this is the Patriots game.
Just to give a little slash as well, the Patriots' only losses are at home as well.
It's fair, but again, those also came early in the season. You got to remember, this Patriots team, one of their losses came in week 1 to the Raiders.
Such a bad loss.
Yeah, I trust this New England team so much more now than I did back when they were actually losing home games. I have complete faith in Drake May. I think they've finally found their running game out, whether that's Henderson, who's the other guy, Stevenson, or I forget the third guy's name. But whatever sort of committee they want to use, it seems to have been working in weeks of late. And yeah, I mean, Drake May's just been Drake May. They have a good offensive line around him. He's finding open targets, and that defense is playing pretty well. Mike Vrabel's got them ready to go. So yeah, I'd really like the Patriots over the Bills again, and I think they're going to lock up the division with this game as well.
There you go.
So we can move on to Ravens-Bengals. Thoughts?
Ravens-Bengals. I like this game to go in the favor of the Ravens. The Ravens are, and I think they can finally get to 500 this week. I think they get to 500 this week. Not the best loss last week, but again, a team that I think will bounce back. I don't think any other words other than you need to stop Jamar Chase. And T. Higgins will probably not be playing this week due to another concussion. But when the Bengals beat the Ravens, it was Joe Burrow
Flacco
getting it to Jamar Chase.
I thought it was Joe Flacco. No, I'm thinking of another game. All right.
That was the first game Joe Burrow came back.
What game am I thinking of? I'm thinking of when Joe Burrow or Joe Flacco had like 80 fantasy points and lost.
That was the game against the Bears, I think, when it was 47-42
Yeah,
Bears.
that's it. You're right, Bears.
And Jamar had a big game that game too. But against the Ravens, the Ravens game was Thanksgiving night. Jamar Chase had a big game.
Yeah, I want to pick the Ravens to win this game. I did not like what I saw last week.
Yeah, same.
We got to have some serious conversations about Lamar Jackson this offseason. He just has not looked great this season. Or he hasn't looked like himself. He's had again, and I can say this about a lot of quarterbacks, but he's had some very uncharacteristically bad games this season. But again, I think there's a lot of high-end quarterbacks that have had that problem. So to me, the biggest, because again, I don't think, like you said at the beginning of the episode, this is playoff time. We only care about playoff teams, and to me, neither of these teams are playoff teams. I don't think either of them goes after last week's loss to the Steelers, especially.
Yeah.
So to me, the rest of the Bengals season just is all that's important is how happy Joe Burrow is, because I'm sure you saw the comments. I'm sure everyone's seen the comments. He's about to turn 30, I think. He's 29, or he's 28, about to turn 29. One of those two. He's got a birthday coming up. So he was doing some reflection, I guess, and he was like, if I'm not having fun playing football, then what's the point of playing football? And I'm sure every Bengals fans fell to their knees when they heard that, because that usually means that I won out of whatever situation I'm playing in. But yeah, I mean, if he really keeps getting banged up and loses the sport or love of the sport in the next few weeks, do you think we'll see him hang it up for good?
No.
No?
No.
All right.
No. Come on, Burrow?
Yeah.
He said we're going out here playing a kid's game. Sounds like he likes what he does.
Yeah, but he also came out and said, I'm not having fun playing anymore, so what's the point of playing it if I'm not having fun? That's retirement talk right there.
For $50 million, I go to hell. That's what I would say.
If anything, he's just going to request a trade and get out of the shitty situation that is the Cincinnati Bengals. So, yeah, well, that is definitely something to monitor.
I know a good team he can go to.
There's 3 teams in my mind that he instantly makes Super Bowl contenders.
Oh, I know one, too.
Well, are you going to say the Falcons?
Maybe. That
was one of mine. I had the Falcons.
Whoa.
Falcons, Vikings, and Seahawks. Any one of those teams, they're immediate Super Bowl contenders.
So does that mean you don't think the Seahawks are a Super Bowl contender right now?
I think they are.
They're a fringe, but they're on the fringe,
Yes.
right? Because okay, we can
The
get into that
difference
later.
between Sam Darnold and Joe Burrow is
Well,
this
obviously.
this team is let me finish. This team has the capability of going on a run, making the Super Bowl, and seeing what happens. Versus the Seattle Seahawks team is the favorites to win the Super Bowl, and you should put all your money on them. That's the difference that between that team makes. Falcons obviously a team that isn't going to make the playoffs. That obviously you also need a new head coach in place to help Joe Burrow. But if you get those two right, then I think that's an immediate jump from playoff contention to Super Bowl contention. And then obviously the Vikings, not much to say there. They're a Super Bowl contender if they had a real quarterback. Joe Burrow is a real quarterback. Get him there. They're also probably in the exact same boat the Seahawks are in. This team's probably favored to win the Super Bowl. The one thing you do have to say is this is also assuming that these teams get away with only giving up mostly draft capital and they don't have to give up any sort of young players or pieces. Like my favorite thing, if I'm the Falcons, I'm throwing 4 first-round picks and Michael Penix right now.
No, I'm not doing that.
No? All right.
I'm not doing that.
Fair enough.
If we had to throw 2 first rounders at remember we almost got not almost, but we had the talks about getting Lamar and it was like 2 first rounders. We wouldn't do that. Yeah, I ain't throwing 4, Joe. I'm sorry.
I do 3. Assuming because you got to remember you don't have this year's and that's the most valuable. They get less and less valuable as the years go on because you don't know where your position's going to be. And assuming you're trading for Joe Burrow, that could be a high 20s, possibly even 30s selection. I think I could get rid of 3.
If I was a GM, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say I traded Joe Burrow to Falcons, I would want the picks 7 to 10 years down the line instead of the next 3.
I would also agree, but that's also goes back to how smart is the Cincinnati's front office. Because again, they're probably you got to think of it from that point of view is they are trading away Joe Burrow, assuming that the other two don't ask for trades. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are still under contract. You're just bringing in a young guy and Michael Penix. You probably want draft picks to immediately help build around that situation instead of just completely shutting everything down. But assuming Joe Burrow asks out, I cannot imagine that Jamar Chase would want to stay. So let's move on from the Bengals. That organization is going to be poverty for years to come. We'll talk about some other cats over there in Jacksonville as they're hosting the Jets this weekend.
I like Duval. I don't think there's really much to say. I don't know the spread. Probably in the double
13
digits.
and a half.
Yep. Probably. I was gonna say 12.
Largest one of the week.
Give me the Jags. Yeah, I don't really think I need him to say much other than that, to be honest. Just give me the Jags. I feel like this is a game we can move on quickly, right? Is there anything? I will go on and say I think this is a guaranteed Jags victory.
Wow. Largest spread of the weekend, too. All right, we'll see what happens. Another game.
That one's getting clipped, isn't it?
Probably. Another game for some sweet, sweet revenge. The Chiefs are hosting the Chargers at 1 o'clock.
Chiefs, yeah, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock game. The Chiefs, they can go back to 500. But
this is a game they win, I think.
I think that I like this in this game too. First of all, LA's got to fly out to Central Time, so they're playing in 11 a.m. time.
Yep.
Also, it's just home cooking, and I just feel like this is a revenge game, and Mahomes is not going to drop 2 in a row. Give me Mahomes. Oh, I hate it, but give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, this isn't a dysfunctional offense that they're playing this week. This is going to be a real coached, real prepared, real execution. I like Rashee Rice to have a big game. We'll see what they can get going on the ground game. But the other difference to me is this Chargers offensive line let up 7 sacks last week. So that's all I'm going to say. We'll move on. Keep it on that kind of same note. We have the Raiders and the Eagles, the second largest spread of the week.
I'll guarantee right here.
Don't say anything.
Eagles cover the spread.
So Geno Smith will not be playing. You got Kenny Pickett.
I don't care. I don't care.
Fair enough.
Care. It is below freezing.
Mm-hmm.
It is below freezing in Philly,
Mm-hmm.
and the Raiders, West Coast team, and the Raiders are coming to play.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles. Give me Eagles 21 plus.
Cool. So this is a Eagles defense that has one of the worst run defenses in the league. Ashton Genty's gonna go crazy. And this Eagles offense since week 7 is the lowest scoring points per game in the league. You know who's the second lowest though? The Raiders. Yeah. So we're actually scoring at a lower rate than the Raiders offense right now. Until I see something change, I don't have any faith. So we'll move on.
Wait, no, whoa. I don't know if you said this on the pod or privately, but you did say the Raiders are going to win this game.
Yeah, no, they are. Texans, Cardinals.
I don't have much to say other than, again, Texans, I think, we'll keep saying it, I think are the best team, or the best defensive team in the league.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
good.
have to stick to my word. I have to. I still have the Texans winning the division. I still said this when they're the third place team, when they were starting to get on this run. I had them winning the division. So I'm going to still have them winning the division. Even with the Jags going to hit 10 wins this week, I'm still have the Texans win the division. So the Texans are going to win this game.
Yeah, they definitely got to stay competitive with everyone else going on around them. But yeah,
Yep.
I would agree with you. Jacoby Brissett and company does not look like it's doing much this season. And it looks like Arizona's already started to look towards the next season, if you ask me. So, yeah, if you're not focused on this season, then you're going to lose. Bears, Browns.
11 degrees here, by the way. We had a couple other cold games, 12 degrees with the Bengals, 18 with the Chiefs. A lot of the cold front is starting to hit, Baron. A lot of the cold front starting to hit. Bears are 7.5 point favorites. Give me the Browns to cover, first of all.
Yeah, I like that. I think Myles Garrett's going to get a couple sacks.
Yeah, I like the Browns to cover. Give me the Bears to win on a last second heartbreaking, whatever you want, throbbing win. Heartbreaking for the Browns.
I think they win comfortably. I think you're going to see kneels, but
well, I wouldn't say comfortably in a one possession game is the same thing, unless the Browns backdoor cover. Then that could be the reason why. But yeah, I have the Bears. The Bears always get themselves in 1-score games, so I'm gonna have it staying a 1-score game. But I'm still having them win.
yeah, fair enough. We'll see what Shedeur Sanders has in store after his big game last week. Yeah, they're definitely going to need something like that out of him again if they want to win. So, we'll move on. We got this week's Toilet Bowl, Brooks. Commanders and Giants.
Yes, come on. I kind of want to take the Giants.
If Jackson Dart plays, I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah, I think I want to take the Giants.
Because I know Jane Daniels is not playing.
Yeah, I kind of want to take the Giants.
All right, Colts Seahawks.
Oh, thank you so much for bouncing away from that game. Let's talk about this, by the way. I think it's, 4 o'clock games, all kicking off at 4:25. Interesting. Colts Seahawks. I mean, we all know the big storyline is here, right?
So what are the odds he actually starts? Let's just talk about it.
I'll say 97% chance.
He starts?
Yes.
I would be shocked if he started.
I would be shocked if he didn't start.
Wow. Okay.
Why are you shocked if he starts?
Well, a few reasons. Number one, he's 44, and he's playing up against like the Seattle defense. Any immediate hit, I think, any big hit is gonna bring him out of the game, regardless. I just don't see him lasting very long in a game at this level at his age. And the main thing to me is we both said this. Riley Leonard did not look terrible last week. Like, at his first couple of drives, he looked confident, poised. He was putting the ball where he wanted to put it. He wasn't playing scared or anything. To me, I think the whole Phillip Rivers nonsense is mainly just a lot of buzz. You want to get people in the Colts games, people talking about the Colts, yada, yada, yada. It's a business, right? But this is also a guy that comes in and helps Riley Leonard, because you look around the rest around the building. Daniel Jones isn't a really seasoned vet to give advice. Anthony Richardson certainly isn't. So maybe you're getting a guy to come in and help Riley Leonard. And at the end of the day, yeah, if Riley Leonard gets down, then Phillip Rivers stands between him and Tyler Warren throwing the football. So yeah, I think that's the main reason that this move was made. And I honestly would be shocked if he was starting. I really think they're gonna go with Riley Leonard.
I don't see Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement at 44 to sit on the bench and do nothing. I don't see him taking first team snaps and doing nothing. I don't see him working in the same offense that he's very familiar with, and the Colts being like, we're just going to throw Riley Leonard in there against the Seahawks defense. I think they're going to throw Phillip Rivers in there. I truly believe Phillip Rivers is going to be the starting quarterback. And he's going to take a hit, and I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be okay. I think my biggest issue with Phillip Rivers is there's a video going around of him playing again, and the ball – and this was an issue when he last played in 2020. There was an issue in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. The ball just floats. The ball is in the air for too long. Somebody's going to read and react and pick that off. So give me the Seahawks in this game. I think Phillip Rivers starts.
Holy, I didn't even realize this is actually tied for the biggest spread this week.
Yep. Somebody got the Colts at plus 750 to win the game.
Jesus. It's gonna certainly take a miracle. Yeah. I mean, the only thing I could see happening that goes the Colts' way is if Sam Darnold kind of plays like Sam Darnold we're used to, and you get like a 3 interception game from him.
Old Sam Darnold, not those Sam Darnold we used to.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. The one that sees ghosts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
what the Jets will do to any quarterback, by the way.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, let's go right along to probably, at least in my opinion, I think this would be the best game of the week. Packers-Broncos.
Broncos. Yep. Just waiting for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I'm about to go against my own mantra because it's just not about streaks as well. Ooh, I want to take the Packers. I want to take Toyota Thon, Jordan Love. But I like Denver to win this game.
Yep.
I like Denver in this game. What is it? Is it Bo Nix? I don't think so. Is it RJ Harvey? I don't know.
It's the defense.
The defense. Right? Yeah. Wow. This is insane. We're on the same mindset here. I like the defense in this game. I really do. I think Nick Bonito is going to pop out and do something. You got PS2 who's going to line up on the outside. You have a good linebacking crew. You're in Mile High. You want to hear a little fun fact about this game, Baron? This is the second hottest game this week.
Really?
61 degrees at kickoff right now. Crazy for me for Denver, by the way. 61 degrees on December 12th in Denver. Kind of crazy to me. Maybe I'm just not familiar with the game out west, but that doesn't seem right.
A little heat wave going through there.
Yeah, exactly. Give me Denver, little 2.5-point underdogs. Give me the Broncos to continue their win streak and continue their ride to the top of the AFC mountain.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It's gonna have to be a big day from Josh Jacobs. Again, there's not a Packers wide receiver out there that makes me think, they're gonna confidently step up when it matters most. Christian Watson's been playing his way to that, but I need to see a little bit more from him before I can confidently be like, yeah, he's their guy. Losing Tucker Kraft, that's huge. Obviously, they've been without him for a little bit of the season, but I still think is that when you go down the stretch, he was their most reliable pass catcher. I think that's going to hurt. But like you said, this will be a defensive game. I want to see what Bo Nix can get done against this Packers offense. I feel like we haven't been talking about Bo Nix a lot, but he has quietly not had as great of a season as he did last season.
Yep.
They've been running the ball more, checking it down more. He just hasn't been as on point as he was last season, but it doesn't matter. They're winning games. So to me, this is going to be a big test for this offense. What can we do when we're playing up against a playoff level defense? I'm going to take the Broncos in a defensive battle. I trust that defense more than I do the Packers. Moving right along, though. Don't have to spend much time here. Titans are taking on the 49ers.
Yeah, I'll take the Niners. Also in Santa Clara.
Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when everyone gets injured and you finish last place in your division last year. You get these free wins. So, moving along. Oh yeah, I was about to say I felt like we already talked about it because we kind of did, but not really. Panthers Saints 425. We already kind
If
of
I have to
spoke
make an
on it.
official prediction,
You're gonna pick the Saints. I'm gonna pick the Panthers. Let's move on. Lions Rams.
go ahead.
No, you got it.
You got it, bud. You look like you're about to say something.
I was, but I don't think I want to anymore. You got it.
I think Barron wants to take the Lions. That's what he's cooking. I mean, he's on the edge. Remember, this Rams team, by the way, has arguably the best passing attack in the league. Matthew Stafford, MVP. Devontae Adams, Puka Nakua. Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, best offensive line in the league. The defense is pretty solid. You got Jared Verse coming off the edge, who's not as good as I thought he was, but he's still having a decent year. You still have a pretty good defense that can make plays. Nate Landman, by the way, former Falcon. God damn it, why didn't we re-sign him? I wanted him. Having an insane year at linebacker for the Rams. At home in LA too.
I'm taking the Rams.
Could be a
This
big day.
Lions, well, this Lions defense has holes. I mean, that's just kind of a similar theme. Look at the Bills, look at the Chiefs, look at the Eagles. These defenses have holes. And we just can't really ignore them. This secondary is not the best for the Lions. Aiden Hutchinson's been phenomenal this season. Like, I don't think you could ask him to be any better coming off that leg injury from last year. He's been great. But outside of him, there's really no defensive line pressure. I feel like linebackers, that's the one highlight you get from this Detroit defense. They have outstanding linebacker play. But linebackers can only cover so much of the field. They throw it deep, and those safeties and corners, they're just not what they once were. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Rams at home. That's certainly going to help. Yeah, not much more to say. We'll see what the Lions offense can get going, but it's going to be hard.
Yep.
So, final game of the Sunday slate. Vikings-Cowboys, two teams that are not quite yet eliminated from playoff contention, Brooks. But it's over.
Give me the Cowboys. I want to take the Vikings. But give me the Cowboys. I think the offense is still going to have its night. And yeah, I'm just going to think the Cowboys have a big offensive night. And also, can 9 duplicate back-to-back?
No, and that's the point. On a verge of being eliminated, on the edge of the playoffs, I don't trust J.J. McCarthy. I don't even remember who we played last week. I'm pretty sure it was a terrible defense.
Commanders.
Yep. This Cowboys defense has not been good, but it's been getting better since the trade deadline. You can't overlook that fact. Yeah, I have no faith in J.J. McCarthy. That's ultimately what it comes down to. I'm going to be cheering for him, but I don't think the Vikings got this one in them.
There you go.
Unless their defense really comes to play.
Now.
We'll do Monday night next episode.
Monday night will be next episode, I was about to say. So we'll Thursday night. Remember, Thursday night's a big, big game Thursday night. Rams, Seahawks, both 10-3 on Thursday night. So honestly, next episode, I want to cover that one a lot. We got Saturday games next week and Sunday games and Monday. So a lot of fun next week. A lot of stuff going on. Now, is it time?
Mm-hmm.
Before we get into the time, I just want to make a little bit of a rant here. It'll be very quick.
Okay.
Falcons are 5-9. 3-point loss to Tampa Bay. 1-point loss in New England because of a missed extra point. OT loss in Germany. OT loss to the Panthers. Loss to a 56-yard field goal by Nick Folk and to the Jets. All right. Now, so his team has potential to win. Now. It is Dog of the Day, brought to you by no one. Baron, last week, I guess I'll just say it for you and myself. Both our teams lost. You had the Bears at 6.5.
Yep.
They did not cover, and they fell. I had the Falcons at 7. They were covering, and then they fell by a lot. Maybe I should have let you pick the Falcons. I want to go Texans, and they won. Anyways, you're sitting at 12.5?
Yep, hasn't changed.
And I'm sitting at, what, 10.5? Is it 10 flat, 10.5?
Mm-hmm.
think I'll just say 10 flat. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, what I won 2 weeks ago to put me up. Whatever. Anyways, I get to pick first.
Yep.
Now, your little statement had me regretting my pick. But I am not going to stay away from my gut, Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to stay away from my gut. There's a good old adage from Ric Flair when he was champion. And do you know what that is? To be the best, what do you have to do, Baron?
Beat the best.
Exactly. And I'm picking a team where they have to beat the best in the NFC. Give me the Lions.
Okay.
Give me the Lions at 6-point underdogs. So it says on ESPN, 6 flat. Give me the Lions with their playoff chances back against the wall. Dan Campbell has a signature victory, walks out of LA victorious, and the Rams will fall to 10-4, and the Seahawks will take sole possession and make that game even bigger on Thursday Night Football for the Rams season. Give me the Lions in my Lions blue today as well. Yeah. It's a sign. Give me Detroit at 6-point dogs.
I thought you were going to take the Colts. But
hell no. Hell no.
That's what I'm thinking about. How much, if you really believe it, how much do you believe in Phillip Rivers, bro?
That's up to you, man. I mean, it's your
man, I don't even think he's gonna start. So,
ooh, that could be a tasty. I was gonna say this: if you land 13.5, you probably win.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm taking 11.5. I'm going with the Raiders.
You're going with the Raiders. You're actually going to pick against your own team?
Yeah, this is the Eagles team that has no offensive identity. They can't move the ball down the field. Yeah, it's just piss poor after piss poor performance. There's no feeling or sign that things will get better. It's just at this point we got to get to the end of the season and fire who we need to fire, trade who we need to trade, sign who we need to sign, and start again next year. Because,
first of all,
yeah,
I see that you're picking against your own team, but I wanted to throw something down here for a second.
Yep.
I know you're not a big gambling guy.
Mm-hmm.
But would you want to take a little wager on the 11.5?
I don't like putting money against my own team, but
you just put your dog of the day against your own team.
That's not money.
This is bigger than money, actually.
Not really.
You're gonna have to wear a Cowboys jersey, and that will be forever cemented. Forever cemented.
I'm not worried about that.
Well, fuck you too, then.
But I mean, just look at the track record. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, defensively, like I said, I think this is gonna be a big game for Ashton Jeanty. This Eagles run defense has not been good in the last few weeks, and it doesn't matter how great. I mean, look at the Chargers' offensive line. They're one of the worst in the league, and we let up a ton of rushing yards to them. So I think Ashton Jeanty is gonna have a great game. Kenny Pickett, I actually trust a lot more than I trust Geno Smith. I think they'll get, Trey Tucker more involved, Brock Bowers more involved. And defensively, we have a third-string offensive tackle lining up against Max Crosby. Don't think I need to say anything more.
All right. Well, other than that, do you have anything else to add to this amazing episode of Nothing Agreed?
I don't think so.
We'll let our viewers – I'm still going to chat with you about this 11.5. We'll let our viewers know. I doubt it's going to happen, but we'll let our viewers know next time we're on the air if Baron took that, because we'll know the result the next time we record. That'll be another episode of Nothing Agreed. Thank you all so much for listening, and peace.